Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Wanathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKwadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Today, we're going to talk about understanding mercy and how badly it's needed. Our righteousness being as filthy rags, right? Actually, I'll go get that precept so you guys know what I'm referencing. Okay. So we always talk about rehearsing the righteous acts, but we're not going to be saved by our own deeds. If that were possible, there would be no need for the sacrifice Yahweh Shai made. Isaiah 64:6 expounds on that. It says, "But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags." It's nothing. We all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away. Not only, do you have to contemplate on the sins that you committed in this life before you knew that you were an Israelite, but the sins in all your past lives. You've been committing iniquity over and over. There's things that even now that you can't keep perfectly being in captivity. Okay? So yeah, we're supposed to rehearse the righteous acts, but none of us are able to keep it perfect. You understand? But I want to open up. Let's go to Matthew 5:7. All right, it says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy." Okay? So you got to keep this in mind, especially if you've been in position to make judgment calls. There's going to be time where you need mercy. You're not perfect. There's things that you screw up on a regular. There's things that you could do better at. Now, of course, there's thresholds to the mercy you extend. The scriptures in the Apocrypha even tell you, know who you do good unto, right? All right, this is Sirach 12:1. It says, "When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it." All right? So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits. Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense. And if not from him, yet from the Most High. So there's instructions on who you show mercy to, who you do good unto. So this lesson was inspired by a statement that the elder Mike Aller here in the Dallas camp made maybe some months back. He said, "I didn't understand mercy until I needed it." And throughout the volume of the book, there's plenty of examples when Yahweh Shai showed mercy to people who seemingly didn't deserve it, right? For instance, when we go to John, the 8th chapter, everybody knows the story of the woman that was caught in adultery, right? Getting ready to be stoned. Now, despite, her sin, and, that was when the scribes and the Pharisees were trying to catch Yahweh Shai up in his words. Besides her sin, and the accusations brought against her, the Lord showed compassion. Right? It's John 8:1. We'll read a little bit of it. It says, "Yahweh Shai went unto the Mountain of Olives, and early in the morning he came again into the temple, and all the people came unto him, and he sat down and taught them. And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery." She was caught in the act. "And when they had set her in the midst, they say unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. What sayest thou?" So trying to say that he's contradicting, the standard that our Father had given us. This they said, tempting him, that they might have to accuse him. But Yahweh Shai stooped down, and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. And I wonder what he wrote. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up, probably was writing down the shit that they do worthy of death. All right. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast let him first cast a stone at her. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground, probably wrote some more of the things that they do that are worthy of death. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at the eldest, even unto the last. And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. So, even these men that came to him that were on their high horse, they understood, like, man, at the end of the day, there's some stuff that I probably shouldn't be here for. There's some stuff that I should have been judged for, and the Lord showed me mercy. Are we not to do the same? Even in Luke, the 19th chapter, you had the tax collector Zacchaeus. The Lord showed him mercy, man. Went and supped with him at his house, and the man repented and turned to the Lord, man. Changed his ways. That's Luke 19. You even have the thief on the cross with Yahushua. Luke 23:39 on down. Because he was willing to repent, the Lord showed him mercy. You see, so and you can't forget Peter's denial of knowing Yahushua when he was being taken to be crucified in John 21:15 on down. That's I like that account. Peter denied the Lord openly. And we know the scriptures say, I actually go get it. It's Yahushua's words, right? Matthew 10:33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Peter did this, but the Lord showed him mercy and still used him as a vessel. All right? King David was shown mercy, and the same person, if you could receive that through the Spirit, the top man of Israel, receiving mercy time and time again. You see? So, again, when you first come into this truth, a lot of times you'll look at, situations that you might see a brother did something, he need forgiveness for it. You're like, nah, man, that brother off, man, that brother wicked. But at the same time, man, it's going to come a time when you're going to need mercy. And that mercy is to be shown to someone who is genuinely seeking to repent and make things right, to make amends. Okay? All right, so let's go to Matthew 18:21. It says, Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times, a complete amount of times, right? Yahushua saith unto him, I say unto thee, until 7 times, until 77 times. Yeah, man. And we're gonna show mercy to fellow Israelites, especially those who believe. A brother, someone who is, pursuing this walking that line as you are. They may fall in particular areas, but they're walking that line as you are. Okay? Therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants. And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him which owed him 10,000 talents. How much is 10,000 talents? Let's see if we can get an estimate. Talaton. Okay, let's see. A scale of a balance, a pair of scales, that which is weighed, a talent, a weight varying in places and times, sum of money, here we go. Sum of money weighing a talent and varying in different states and according to the changes in the laws regulating currency. And I know, okay, so drachmae, okay, silver. And I know they also say this is a talent was basically equivalent to what's the word I'm thinking of? A denarius, so a day's wages. So let's say in our time, let's say a day's wages, what, 200? Let's just say $200 a day, right? For a regular job, $200 a day. You work 5 days a week. That's $1,000. Okay, so 200 times 10,000 is 2 million. So for the regular person, they can't pay somebody back $2 million. It was an amount that he couldn't repay. Okay, So let's go back and continue on in the account. It says, and when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him which owed him 10,000 talents. So in our time, with $2 million. But for as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had, and the payment to be made. The servant therefore fell down. He was repentant. He's like, I know I'm a sinner. I know I'm off, but have mercy on me. Right? He's begging for mercy. And the servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will repay thee all. And the king knew that this man couldn't repay him. Right? Then the Lord of the servant was moved with compassion and loosed him and forgave him the debt. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which owed him 100 pence, a far less amount. And he laid hands on him after this man was just shown this mercy. He didn't learn the lesson. It didn't dawn on him that, man, I should move in the same likeness. And he laid his hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, pay me that thou owest. And what if the king did him like that? He wouldn't have been able to get that. He wouldn't have been able to lay hands on this man. All right? And his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him, saying, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. So when his fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done. Then his Lord, after that he had called him, said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, 2 million you owed me, because thou desiredest me, because you repented, you pleaded for mercy. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant, even as I had pity on thee? Boom. So a lot of people, they don't quite understand mercy, all right, until they need it. So if you've been put in positions to make judgment calls and counsel and things like that, and we're all going to be put in those positions as believers at some point in time, keep this in mind. But also keep in mind, be balanced. Keep in mind Sirach 12:1 as well. All right. So, just a quick lesson I wanted to do. Abba Ratazah, the lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.